when we thought our home would fall apart. Jesus, you stayed. The nights grew colder than before, silence sleeping on our floor, shadows dancing through the hall. We were scared we'd lose it all. Bills stacked high beside the bed, fear running circles in my head. Still somehow inside the dark, you protected every heart. I held the children through the rain, tried to smile through hidden pain. Little prayers around the room, fighting back the fear and gloom. Every candle softly burned, every lesson slowly learned. When my faith began to shake, you were there for mercy's sake. When our world was falling down, love was lifting us somehow. Through the silence, through the pain, you were whispering our names. Jesus, you kept our light on when our faith was almost gone. Through the tears and broken skies, you were standing by our side. Jesus, you held this hope when we felt so lost alone. Every storm became your song. Jesus, you kept our light on. We were tired, hearts worn thin, trying hard just to begin. But your peace walked through the door like we'd never felt before. Children laughing once again, healing slowly settled in. Every scar became a sign you were working through the night. When we almost gave up hope, you kept teaching us to hold. Every trembling prayer we cried found heaven standing by. Jesus, you kept our light on when our faith was almost gone. Through the tears and broken skies, you were standing by our side. Jesus, you held this home when we felt so lost alone. Every storm became your song. Jesus, you kept our light on. Even when the house felt weak, love was speaking when we couldn't speak. When our hearts forgot the way, you carried us through every day. Through the nights we feared the end, you became our closest friend. Every broken piece inside slowly came back into life. Jesus, you kept our light on when our faith was almost gone. Through the tears and endless nights, you became our shining light. Jesus, you healed this home, never left us kept our light on. Jesus, you kept our light on in this home forever. When we thought our home would fall apart, Jesus, you stayed. We almost lost hope, but when we prayed together, everything changed. Around the table, quiet tears, heavy hearts and hidden fears. Hands were shaking in the dark, still we whispered through the scars. The world felt colder day by day. Hope seemed slowly slipping away. But through the silence of the night, a tiny prayer became our light. Children sleeping down the hall, I was scared we'd lose it all. Broken dreams upon the floor, didn't know what hope was for. Then I heard your gentle voice telling us to make the choice. Lift our hearts instead of fear, trust that heaven still was near. When we didn't know the way, we called your holy name. Through the sorrow and the pain, you covered us in grace. When our family prayed together, storms could never last forever. Jesus stood inside our pain, turned our tears to hope again. Holding every fragile heart, keeping broken dreams from dark. When our family prayed together, heaven came much closer. Slowly laughter filled the room, flowers growing after gloom. Little voices sang again, peace returned where fear had been. Every scar became a prayer, we could feel your presence there. Through the nights we used to cry, you were standing by our side. Every trembling word we prayed, every tear that softly fell, you were healing us in ways only heaven knows so well. When our family prayed together, storms could never last forever. Jesus stood inside our pain, turned our tears to hope again. Holding every fragile heart, keeping broken dreams from dark. When our family prayed together, heaven came much closer. Oh, yeah. One prayer, one light, one healing fire. You lifted us when we were tired. One hope, one faith, one open door. Love was stronger than before. Even when our became our melody. When our family prayed together, fear could never win forever. Jesus stood inside our pain, turned our tears to hope again, holding every fragile heart, bringing shattered dreams from dark. When our family prayed together, heaven came much closer. When our family prayed together, Jesus brought us home. We stopped talking, but somehow Jesus never stopped loving us. The house felt colder than before, silent footsteps near the door. Pictures hanging on the wall looked like love might slowly fall. Dinner chairs stood still at night, no more laughter, no more light. Broken hearts behind closed eyes, trying hard to hide the cries. I was praying through the dark, holding fear inside my heart. Children sleeping unaware, how much pain was living there. Then your mercy filled the room, like the sunrise through the gloom, softly whispering our names. Nothing ever stayed the same. When our hope was almost gone, you kept teaching us to hold on. Through the silence and the ache, love began to wake again. Jesus sat beside our broken home, never let us cry alone. Through the sorrow, through the ache, love returned for heaven's sake. Jesus held our trembling hands when we could not understand. Piece by piece you healed the pain, brought our family back again. Slowly voices filled the halls, warmth returned between the walls. Little smiles began to grow, like the spring after the snow. Children laughing once again, healing washing through the pain. Every scar became a sign you were with us all this time. Every whisper prayer we cried, sake. Jesus held our trembling hands when we could not understand. Piece by piece, you healed the pain, brought our family back again. When the nights became too long, you became our healing song. When the darkness filled our eyes, you became the morning light. Every shattered dream we knew slowly found its way through you. Love returned where fear had grown. You restored this broken home. Jesus sat beside our broken home, never left us there alone. Through the sorrow and the rain, you turned heartbreak into grace. Jesus held our trembling hands. Now we finally understand. Every storm has led us here, closer than we've ever been. Jesus, you restored our home. You never left. There were nights we thought we wouldn't make it. But Jesus, you never stopped walking beside us. Every storm felt twice as cold, watching fear take hold. Heavy nights and empty prayers, shadows living everywhere. I was trying to stay strong, even when my hope felt gone. Still I heard you whisper low, you are never alone. I held tears behind my smile, carried burdens mile by mile. Children sleeping through the pain, while I whispered through the rain. Every prayer I barely spoke felt like faith was hanging broke. But somehow your mercy shined through the darkness of our lives. When the road became too long, you kept leading us along. Through the silence and the fear, heaven somehow felt so near. You walked with us through every storm, held our shaking hearts so warm. When the nights were cold and long, Jesus kept us standing strong. You stood beside this family, turned our fear to harmony. Through the sorrow we belong, Jesus walked us home. So slowly healing filled the air, peace replacing our despair. Little laughter filled the room, flowers blooming after gloom. Every scar became a prayer, we could feel your presence there. Even storms we feared before led us closer than before. carried us each day. Every storm that broke our pride pulled our family closer tight. Through the pain we finally found love was always all around. You walk with us through every storm, held our trembling hearts so warm. When the world felt dark and wrong, Jesus made our weak hearts strong. He stood beside his family, filled our pain with melody. Through the sorrow we belong. Jesus, you walked us home. Through every storm, you never left us alone. Jesus, you walked us home. We were never a perfect family, but somehow your love kept holding us together. We were never strong enough. Life became a road so rough. Broken dreams and sleepless nights, searching for a little light. I was scared to lose my way, trying hard just to stay brave. Still your mercy found our door, like we'd never seen before. Every tear became a prayer. You were always waiting there, holding children through the pain, teaching hearts to hope again. At the table, hand in hand, slowly learning how to stand. Through the fear and through the scars, you kept healing who we are. When the darkness filled our home, you reminded us we're not alone. Through the sorrow, through the fear, love is quietly drawing near. Jesus, thank you for this family, for the tears and healing melody, for the hands that still hold tight through the darkness of the night. Jesus, thank you endlessly for the hope you planted deep in me. Every heartbeat softly sings, Jesus, you are everything. Slowly laughter came again, peace replacing hurt and pain. Little voices fill the halls, love returned between the walls. Every night you made a way. Through the storms we learned to see love is stronger when you lead. Oh, Jesus, thank you for this family, for the tears and healing melody, for the hands that still hold tight through the darkness of the night. Jesus, thank you endlessly for the hope you planted deep in me. Every heartbeat softly sings, Jesus, you are everything. When we'd almost lost the road, you carried every heavy load. When the silence hurt too much, healing came through heaven's touch. Every storm we walked through, pain only taught us love remains. Now our hearts together sing, Jesus, you are everything. Jesus, thank you for this family, for your endless grace surrounding me, for the tears that turn to light, for your love through every night. Jesus, thank you endlessly for the peace you planted deep in me. Now forever hearts will sing, Jesus, you are everything. Jesus, thank you for this family. Forever we believe.